Easy work boxing, baby. About to hit you everywhere but under your feet with this one. Please like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Please like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Hit that notification bell if you want to see more of the videos. You see the title of the video, Wilder versus Fury Aftermath. A lot going on. A lot of people talking about this fight, man. It's worldwide. I told the public that in the end of this fight, whoever won this fight will be a household name. And well, not unfortunately, but for Wilder fans, it ended up being Tyson Fury. Now, we going on and on. I'm hearing a lot of complaints and crybaby stuff going on from channels, black channels, black people, you know, creating every excuse in the world they can for Deontay Wilder on why Deontay Wilder lost this fight. You know, I done heard things like, you know, his leg was messed up. He came into the ring with a 40-pound suit on. That messed his leg up. And from what I understand, somebody told me he fired Mark Breland, or he might have fired JD or anything like that. I'm actually listening to Barbershop Conversation, and I'm actually finding out that Wilder eardrum was not actually busted. It was this earring hole that was bleeding. Andre Durrell was on the sideline, and Andre Durrell is the fighter that asked him to throw in the towel. Now, he's on here with Barbershop Conversation, and he explained to Barbershop Conversations that, you know, he was the one who started to ask them to throw the towel in from the beginning of the 7th round. He said in his eyes, there was nothing that Wilder could have did. Hey, how y'all doing? There's nothing that Wilder could have done to change that fight. In my opinion, I totally agree with him. Wilder had nothing else to give. Shout out to Deontay Wilder. I'm still a fan of yours, Wilder. I am a black man, but I'm a black man who has his opinion, and I will tell the truth of my opinion, and I don't care how anybody else feels about it. But Andre Durrell threw in the towel, asked them to throw in the towel for Deontay Wilder, and they did. And he's explaining, you know, he felt that Wilder was going to get hurt. He wanted to fight Wilder to come back and fight again. He said that he heard that Wilder is upset with Mark Breland for throwing in the towel. Unfortunately, they say that JD, his co-trainer, has thrown Mark Breland under the bus because he threw in the towel. Me, I feel it was a great job by Mark Breland for throwing in the towel. But I have my opinion on Mark Breland as well. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to tune into Barbershop Conversation. Shout out to Barbershop Conversation. And I'm going to let y'all hear what's going on in the talk. And I'm going to talk and make my comments about what's going on. I ain't going to stop and keep doing like this. It's my time. It's my time. You know what I'm saying? They had to save me for that. They had to make that final decision. They did. We got to save. They got to save us from ourselves. That's their main job. They did everything they could the past 2 months to get in that ring and get the job done on fight night. Sure. Other than that, saved my life. You see me in why was his leg gone? Why would you come into a fight with a 40-pound suit on?
Do you if that's the case? How much of it, what percentage would you say
with a 40-pound suit on?
The decision of Mark Breland? Because that's what's going on.
Listen, I don't want to take the listen. I don't want to listen. We're men. We're leaders, man. We're leader of the packs. You know, our families in life. The man is the head, not the tail. You know what I'm saying? So nobody should be able to influence your decision. You know what I'm saying? But Mark Breland looked at me one time in that entire round. When I say he jerked that towel, he asked JD's again, and JD's I thought to shake his head. You know, so I'm still wondering why they let me stand there, but they are. You know, and then he turned back.
So you heard the conversation between JD's and Mark Breland?
I didn't hear it at all. I didn't hear it at all. Okay. I just know Mark Breland said, shit, I throw in the towel, and I know JD said no. I know this. Like, I tell by
now, you know, they're going to sit and talk, and they're going to go back and forth about who was wrong and who was right for throwing in the towel. Mark Breland was right for throwing in that towel. Wilder had nothing else, man. That man was out there getting whooped, y'all. There's no disrespect to Wilder, man. Like I said, I'm a fan. Wilder was out there getting embarrassed, bro. Just thank God Anthony Durrell, somebody with some sense, was sitting up there telling them to throw in that towel. JD, in my opinion, don't really know too much about boxing. JD wanted Wilder to go out there and be Wilder. He didn't want to see Wilder look like that or lose like that, in my opinion. A lot of people are saying that JD just in it for the money. He don't really care about Wilder. I don't believe that. I think JD just know Deontay Wilder as a person, and he know Deontay Wilder would have never wanted to get stopped. That's what I think about JD. I think JD knew Wilder would never want to get stopped. Now, when it comes to Mark Breland, a lot of people ain't going to agree with this, and this is just my opinion. Mark Breland is a welterweight amateur. And in my opinion, he been teaching Wilder how to fight like a damn welterweight the entire time he has been at the top of the heavyweight chain. Mark Breland should be fired. And I don't say that in disrespect for as he's not a good trainer or anything like that. Deontay Wilder needs a legitimate former heavyweight to train him. Evander Holyfield, somebody. He needs that legitimate heavyweight style fighting. He needs that coach. Mark Breland is an amateur specialist, a great amateur, former legend in the game of being an amateur fighter. Even was a professional fighter. Did good then, nothing to take away from him, but they should not, he should be trained by a legitimate heavyweight trainer. Someone, even a former fighter, not an amateur, not a former amateur great. Now, Wilder can't do any of that. Wilder can't fight the inside or going backwards. But let's tune back into this and see what they saying on Barbershop.
And we got to think about it when it's time for us to calculate your loss. And who did he lose to? Yeah, oh yeah, that's right. Who gives a fuck, man? He's a man now. Yeah. Again, that's what's sweet about it. You know what I'm saying? What's sweet about an athlete, a football player, basketball player, boxer? You know what I'm saying? I don't know what he
But see, I told the public that
from the gutter. When I come from Clinton,
Wilder, Fury was going, whoever won was going to end up being a household name. Fury is the face of boxing right now, y'all, whether you like it or not. And that's for the LDBC, the NBC, whatever channel you on, black, white, green, or yellow. The man, the face of the sport now. You can take it, or you can hate it or love it, period.
Stories are being told before the fight happen because we have telling stories. You know what I'm saying?
Now I gotta go in on this little part before I go back. These black channels, man, coming in creating this racism with boxing. Boxing don't have no form of racism in it. The world do, but boxing don't. I salute Tyson Fury. That white boy can fight. That white boy can fight. All right? And he is now the face of boxing. I take nothing away from Mr. Terence Crawford. I love Mr. Terence Crawford too as a fighter. He's something special. But when it come down to it, Tyson Fury is the face of boxing. This man is known worldwide. He is the new Floyd Mayweather. He is the household name of boxing. They love him. And then when he got up there and did that song, when he went up there and sung that song, bruh, it's over. A UK fighter is the face of boxing, even in America, y'all. And the LDBC and any other place could hate or love it. But it's the truth. It's the truth. Let's go back in on the vid. Shout out to Barbershop.
And listen, his attitude toward himself, his belief in himself, that's what got him to this motherfucking stage, man. That's why he could work with JD. Because JD is the motherfucker who didn't give a damn if he died in that ring or not. Point blank, period. I don't give a fuck.
They keep saying JD didn't care if he died in the ring or not.
JD didn't give a fuck about your life.
He been knowing Jay-Z since he was 19 years old. Maybe he know that he didn't want him to lose like that.
I ain't stopping the fight. He decided to throw it in.
You see how they, now they, oh man, look.
Simple as that.
Why I gotta be the right trainer that don't care nothing about his life? You see how they trying to do, man? They trying to make the white trainer seem like he didn't care about his life, like they was willing to let Deontay Wilder die out there, like JD was willing to let his fighter die out there. Why? Is because is it because JD is white? Is it because JD white? Wilder didn't tell JD not to stop the fight or stop the fight. Wilder didn't tell JD that. So why is people putting all this blame on JD? Wilder a grown man. Now, if Wilder would have been in the corner and said, JD, stop the fight, and you would have heard JD say, "No, I think we can go another round." Then you can say, "Oh, JD didn't care nothing about Wilder's health." But this man been knowing this man since he was 19. You got to think about the mind frame of a Deontay Wilder, a man who has knocked out and stopped everything in front of him. Do you think actually he would want somebody to throw in a towel? Do you think a man with that type of mind frame, that ability, integrity would want them to throw in a towel on the biggest fight of his life against Tyson Fury, and now they want to blame the white trainer, saying that he wanted Deontay Wilder to end up getting hurt? Come on, man. That man just didn't want to see Wilder get stopped. He gave Wilder a fighting chance. You know how many fights in boxing we have seen where fighters were being whooped and they came back and won? Corrales versus Castillo. Now, true enough, in my opinion, there was nothing Wilder could have done. But even still, JD probably just wanted to give him that fighting chance. That don't mean he wanted the man to die. Let's go back.
Where his face gets marked up, you know what I'm saying, swelling up, ear bleeding, you know what I'm saying? Turns out it was just a hole in there, like I had said. But,
exactly, Cool Breeze.
I didn't see nothing, bro. Like, he didn't have nothing.
I am, Daisy.
I have to just leave it at that. That was a decline.
I'll do that for you, baby.
It was nothing left in the brother, man. Simple as that, man. And he just have to take it as that. But us saving him from 6 more potential rounds of beating, you know what I'm saying, it's going to cause him to be able to get in the ring and do whatever he's going to do next. And he got points to choose from if he don't want to take it. What's it called? It could be his pride talking right now.
Yes, Breland did save Wilder from seriously being hurt. But you welcome, baby.
I ain't got no love for JD. That's the way he said.
But Breland need to be moved, man.
At the end of the day, you gotta understand that
Breland is an amateur trainer. He wasn't a heavyweight. He need a heavyweight in there, man.
He made his choice for Deontay as a man, as a father, as a husband.
Exactly. Thank you.
We gotta know that. You know what I'm saying? If it's something.
The truth is, like Jamaican just said, this man is just a pure, better boxer than Deontay Wilder. He's just better. He's just better. Just because you got one punch don't mean you gonna knock everybody out. Floyd Mayweather done proved that to y'all. Just because you can punch hard don't mean you gonna win no fight. His eardrum wasn't busted. I gotta let people know that. His eardrum was not busted. It was an earring hole in his ear that was bleeding. It was not his eardrum. So let's and that's confirmed by Andre Darrell as we watching Barbara, that it wasn't his eardrum was busted. So let's go back and get off this equilibrium stuff. All right? Let's get off the equilibrium. Let's get off the excuses. Now, I'm a fan of Deontay Wilder. I'm from Alabama. I'm black, but that don't mean I got to sit up and make excuses for nobody. Because if Deontay Wilder would have went out there and knocked out Tyson Fury, you wouldn't be hearing half of these complaints that's going on right now. You wouldn't hear them. I'm not racist and I don't care nothing about race. Boxing is boxing. And that white boy can fight. Period. If your leg was injured because you came out there in 40 pounds of accessories, that's your fault, Wilder. You shouldn't have came out there like that. You don't wear 40 pounds into no ring. I'm hearing all types of excuses. There is no excuse. Because there wouldn't have been none if he would have knocked him out. Let's go back into the video. Y'all stay tuned. Watch the channel. I got 21 people. Y'all hit that like button for me.
You know what I'm saying? Simple as that. You know what I'm saying? But we got to do better as a people, man. Straight up. We don't show each other enough support. Like, America is a melting pot. But the biggest, it is mixed with different cultures.
And then everybody keeps saying equilibrium, equilibrium, equilibrium. Okay, you got punched in your head. Of course your equilibrium gonna be off. Your equilibrium can't be off because your ear bleeding from an earring hole. Now, of course, yeah, he was dead. His equilibrium was off because of punches. But let's stop using it as the eardrum busted, because we just confirmed that his eardrum was never busted. So people stop giving that excuses saying his equilibrium was off. Say his equilibrium was off from punches, not because his eardrum was busted. His eardrum was never busted. And people may look at it like I'm trying to uphold it. I don't like excuses, and I'm not racist, and I'm not giving that. I love Deontay Wilder. He went out. He did an amazing job. He did the best he could. I ain't giving no excuses or nothing. I'm not one of them channels. I'm not doing that. I know you did. I know. I know you agreed with me, but I have to be specific with the people who tune in and watch. You shouldn't award. Why would you wear 40 pounds into a fight?
I get love for Flint, but not enough.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying? That's why I had to pack up and get the fuck out of Dodge. You know what I'm saying? But I love my people. I love my city. I'm just trying to show them.
I think Wilder be the same, but he just needs some time off,
Have you
man.
spoke to Mark Breland at all?
He really needs some time off.
I wouldn't apologize. I'm thankful for what he did. I tell him to hold his head up if he does get fired. You know what I'm saying? Because he probably already
And then you know one thing, you know, after the fight, Wilder was saying, you know, I came into the fight with a lot of issues. You know what I'm saying? He said something about the leg, true enough. But then at the same time, you wasn't acting like that during the press conference. The press conference, you can't wait. You gonna knock him out. You gonna destroy him. You ain't saying nothing about I got injuries, my legs hurting. You know, like I said in my last video, I like to hear about stuff like that before the fight. I don't like to hear all that after the fight because it's like it's an excuse. It's like an excuse. We ain't heard Tyson Fury make one excuse yet, not even from the first fight. I'm just being real, y'all. I'm just being real. You ain't heard Tyson Fury make one excuse yet, not even from the first fight. Since the first fight, we had Wilder say what? My arm was injured. Now coming to the second fight, my leg was hurting. I had problems coming to the fight, but before the fight, you was saying you was gonna knock this, you was gonna be standing over him. It was gonna be another timber. Come on now. You gotta keep it a buck, man. You gotta keep it a buck. Let's go.
Was it after the Olympics? Yeah. I
So
think
he brought him in professional.
I think so. Yeah. I believe so. I believe so.
Okay, yeah. He's doing all the technicalities for Mark Breeden. He can hold. I mean, JD can hold the mitts all he wants to, man. And I'm probably downplaying him more than I should. You know what I'm saying? But I'm really pissed how he threw him under the bus, man. We supposed to be a team there.
Yeah, he look good. I like the outfit, but 40 pounds?
We're going to sit
40
down. You
pounds?
go to God with your problems before you go to anyone else. We're going to come together. We're going to sit down. And we're going to talk this through before we do make any irrational decisions. Let's sit down. I'm going to sit down. Me and Mark Breland going to sit down.
Mark Breland has to go, y'all.
We're going to tell you the circumstances, and then we're going to make that decision right there amongst us all. Because that's what a real man
The only way Wilder will be able to come back is if Deontay Wilder goes and gets a legitimate ex-heavyweight fighter to train him. That's the only way.
In this Texan world, when you can easily just shoot a motherfucker up, you know what I'm saying?
If he picks that same team,
if I got the opportunity to be in his face,
Wilder career ain't gonna go nowhere no more, y'all.
Any problem I got, whether I cause it,
It ain't gonna go nowhere no more.
I wanted to get picked, or if
Me personally,
I'm gonna be in your face. And
I don't think Wilder, Fury just got Wilder number, y'all.
Well, I'm gonna tell you why you can't. You know what I'm saying?
Fury just got his number. Why Mark need to go? Mark need to go because Mark is not a heavyweight trainer.
At all. JD was supposed to handle that differently. I hate how he do that, man, but that was some out cold shit, dog. Period. He ain't teaching that man better than Mark Breland is. Guaranteed.
Well, I mean,
but first of all,
you said a lot. You said a lot, man.
People have to understand that JD, Wilder's trainer from Tuscaloosa, and Mark Breland, they have always said that JD didn't want Mark Breland there as his trainer. How Mark Breland ended up being his trainer, I don't know. Love you too, baby. Thank you. I don't know. But from jump, if I was JD, I would have wanted my heavyweight fighter to be trained by a heavyweight. Mark Breland is giving Deontay Wilder amateur style fighting. You can see it. The constant jabbing. Wilder don't throw no uppercuts, don't throw no body shots, nothing. That's amateurish. That's amateur style. Wilder need that old 88 Olympics, whatever team that was in the Olympics where they won them, all them gold medals. They said they used to have to train with the ring cut off. They used to have to make fight in half of a ring. Wilder need that type training. Wilder needs an ex-champion, legitimate heavyweight to train him. He don't need no legendary amateur boxer. You right too, that boy. That's something else ain't nobody talking about. Wilder's conditioning. Wilder always look tired. I don't know if it's from his legs because he tall, or Wilder look like he get tired real fast. I don't know if I'm the only person noticed this. I don't know if that boy the only person noticed this. But it's like he get tired real fast, like he ain't doing enough running or something. No, not Barry Hunter either. No, not Barry Hunter. No, I don't want him working with Barry Hunter. He said he didn't run years ago. That's a problem. If that's true, if Wilder said he don't run, if he didn't run years ago, that's why his stamina is like that. It look like before he get to the 6-7 route, Wilder be talking about then he'll hit his gloves down together and how you a heavyweight champion, you don't run? Jonathan Banks. I'm trying to see who I would pick for him. He immune to boxing. But y'all, I want an old school fighter to train. I want Evander Holyfield to train Deontay Wilder. Because you got to come from, look, Evander Holyfield himself was a former cruiserweight moving up to fight bigger guys and had the ability to fight those bigger guys and beat them. I want Evander Holyfield to train Deontay Wilder. Just because Deontay Wilder has the body frame of a cruiserweight, coming up to heavyweight, fighting bigger guys, he needs to learn how to fight off the back foot. He needs his stamina, and he needs combination and different punch look. Just that jab and that right hand ain't gonna work. Wilder needs to learn how to fight off the back foot and stand there with the opponent. Nah, he didn't listen. I seen that video clip. It looked like they was in Alabama too, when he was standing out in that parking lot showing him how to use that jab. But you see, this all comes into the part of basically if Wilder telling the public that he don't run at all, this is the form of your team being yes men. Your team are yes men. What trainers would allow their heavyweight champion, their fighter, not to run? Because he's telling them he's not gonna run. That's signs of a yes man team. He need to fire all their ass. I'm just gonna say it straight up. He need to fire all of them. Wilder needs to fire everybody. Start fresh.
Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury's blood.
That's right. This page, you can see how sloppy it is. It's almost like, listen, if Floyd would have spotted that, Floyd would have said, "It's a no-go, nigga. You can take these. You can wear these. You ain't wearing them." Yeah. Swear to God, he would have said you ain't wearing them. He broke me up on game. But Deontay Wilder's legs wasn't there, man.
If he paid me $70K,
they say, like, I never been
Fat Cat, no.
before. I've seen it. You know what I'm saying?
I couldn't train him better than
the day before
his team. I never been punched. I never been hit with gloves on. I never been there.
You know what I'm saying? Look at him. You know what I'm saying? But
I would damn sure try for $70,000 though.
Whatnot. Guaranteed he ain't did that. But the man didn't look like determined soul on his face. You know what I'm saying? Legs told it all. You can't find the center
Yeah, they
of
always
gravity.
tell you in boxing you don't back up in a straight line.
He couldn't even find the center of gravity to stand still and get in a boxing match. He could not do it. Again, he could not do it. Let's put up that fight. Let's put up those rounds and show me where that man stood firm. Get ready for whatever Tyson brought his way. Get ready to slip. Get ready to roll. Get ready to step back. He ain't had no foot. It's almost like the man didn't have no hip. So he ain't got the hip stand strong.
Oh yeah, they killing them on Facebook,
How you
bro.
gonna let loose the power when that shit come from your leg? That shit come from the bottom, brother. All the way up to the back, up your ass. I don't know, motherfucker, left hand or right. Pick one. Pick one. You feel me?
Yeah.
Like that shit comes from your leg. Deontay proves that bar none better than any fighter ever has in life. One punch. Luis Ortiz is having his way pretty much in one punch. Ended it all without a warning. That came from the legs, brother. He couldn't even get back up. That motherfucker hit niggas, man, where niggas didn't even know where they was, what day it was, what their names was, who their coaches was, where they was at. Pick and choose, man. That man got undoubtable, dumb, godly strength, man.
Okay, if he got all his ungodly strength, he got all his ungodly power, which Wilder does have power.
He had no legs,
That had nothing to do with fighting Tyson Fury.
Every punch you throw, you gotta use your legs to step the jab.
You have to land with power. Power, like Muhammad, brother Muhammad always say, you can have a missile. If it don't hit nothing, it don't matter. Wilder arm could have been a grenade launcher. If it don't hit nothing, it don't matter. Power is not enough to win a boxing match.
You know what I'm saying?
Tyson Fury is not Luis Ortiz. He is not Dominic Brazil.
He didn't have no legs, man. Say what they want about me, man. But I got love for Deontay. He gonna feel like he.
We all do.
So he probably hate me for it. And I was already wondering that. That's why I'm trying to reach out. He probably hate me for it, bro. But I'm okay with that, man. That's on my life. I'm really.
I don't think he hates you, Anthony DeReal.
I know that night was his night, and it could only got worse.
I don't think he hates you. You did what was right.
When you at your peak, man, listen.
Yeah, you did.
There's more opportunities to be had. We always looking for the comeback, because everybody in America is looking for you to lose. They all want you to lose. Motherfuckers, I don't trust nobody when they come to talk about something I believe in you, man. I thank you. Thank you for the encouragement, for the spirit of the moment.
Now everybody wanted Wilder to lose? Really?
Nobody believe me like I believe in me.
Everybody wanted him to lose now? Really? Andre DeReal, really?
Listen, motherfuckers got this for me memes, and I couldn't smile one time. I'm like, God damn, these niggas on memes already? Like, come on, man, are you okay with it already? These motherfuckers quick for it. It's like they do this shit before it even starts. I don't even know how motherfuckers get so creative. But they nasty with this. If this was the Roy Jones era, Riddick Bowles, Mike Tyson, man, bro. God damn.
Man, Tyson Fury is something special, bro. Point blank, period. All the excuses they want to make, they can make. That man just can fight and he the truth. That's it. I ain't really noticed it. Hold on, let me turn this down again. I haven't really noticed any whites or, you know what I'm saying, any white people, you know, going blatantly out, you know what I'm saying, they way to let people know that Deontay Wilder beat Tyson Fury. I think the whole thing is just a lot of black people that's butthurt about it. I haven't heard one white person. I'm in Alabama. I'm probably the most racist state there is. And I ain't heard one white person come by me and say nothing. Oh, white media? No. I really haven't seen the white media say anything. Will it be coming in the future? Couple of weeks, couple of months? Yeah, we may hear something. You know what I'm saying? You may hear something negative, something about some race or something coming involved in it, but I haven't recently since the fight just happened. You know, and I don't care about none of that. 90% wanted Wilder to lose. Who are those 90% that boy Tito? Yo, you talking about blacks, or you talking about whites, or you talking about just it don't matter, just 90% of the world wanted to see Wilder lose? Because I don't agree with that. He would never unify the belt. I don't think so, Fat Lazy. I don't think so. I think Wilder wanted to unify. I think Joshua is just the problem of unifying. That's what. See, and I thank you for that, Mad Dog, because Mad Dog just said he Mexican, and he said even on their radio stations, everybody wanted Wilder to win. It's not a race issue with this fight. It was just two fighters that went out there and won, lost. That's it. A lot of people in America wanted Wilder to win. Wilder didn't. Now we got a UK standing up as the face in America, as the heavyweight champion. That's just what it is. The better man did win. I feel you. You need to block him because it's ignorance. It has nothing to do with fighting. I can't believe he did either. I can't believe he did either, James. No, it wouldn't be the same. It's just a difference because this is a white fighter. And a lot of these channels out here don't like the fact, because they've been racist all this time. They built off racism, that they don't like the fact that a white guy is now the face of boxing. A talented white guy. Who they know, and you know what? This why it's stinging even worse. This is why it's stinging even worse, because they know he gonna whoop Anthony Joshua ass next. They know he gonna whoop Anthony Joshua next, and he gonna be the undisputed champion of the world. Now watch Eddie Hearn them go to ducking Tyson Fury the same way that they was ducking Deontay Wilder, and then we gonna see the truth about Anthony Joshua. Watch. That's why a lot of these channels are hurt, because they know AJ stands no chance with Tyson Fury. He don't stand no chance with Tyson Fury.
I had so much anxiety. Man, my anxiety was at the highest.
Oh, you in Vegas?
In a fight. I can't make this shit up. It was like the 4th or 5th round, and you guys can watch this. And I just told Darrell this. He was knock-kneaded.
AJ has no chin, though.
Why is he knock-kneaded?
Wilder chin was better than
in the 4th or 5th round.
AJ's.
And also when he got hit with the right hand to the body.
I didn't really watch that ring.
I didn't think he should have responded. His body should have responded in that manner. You understand what I'm saying? I thought that there was it was something wrong. And I'm watching it and watching it and watching it. And I'm the guy. I don't want Deontay Wilder getting up off the canvas. I don't want to see that. I have no desire in looking at something like that. You understand?
Something was wrong. Everybody making it. Something was wrong with Wilder. How do y'all know?
If there was like a percentage.
No disrespect to barbershop.
In terms of.
But how do y'all know this?
Fight, you know how you can make bets in real time in Vegas on William Hill? If you guys ever done that, you understand what I'm saying? It would have been leaning heavily towards Tyson Fury.
I already know Kingsley, but I ain't gonna say it because they're gonna say I'm hating on him.
I heard Dre call in last night. I'm glad you brought that up. He would not have regained his balance in those rounds. Okay, should it have gone another 30 seconds to see where he's at? He just landed a left hook. Some say yes, some say no. I care about Deontay Wilder. You understand? And maybe he just landed a left hook.
It shouldn't be a trilogy.
Maybe you can let it go.
If it is a trilogy, they need to wait a whole another year.
But the percentages say he's not going
Wilder
to fight.
got a lot of training to do.
Left hook, pivot out, shoot the right hand,
He got a lot of training to do and a lot of getting rid of people to do.
He was down on the scorecards. That doesn't matter to Deontay Wilder, but
and also this is something people got to realize that Wilder finna have to go through too. Fake people. Because see, it's a lot of fake people was on his bandwagon. It may be family members, it may be friends, it may be people in the boxing industry. But he has to go through a lot right now. And he has to go through and get rid of all them people. The phone calls done stop. Family members, friends, everybody who was blowing him up, the bronze bomber, hardest hit punch in the world. His phone ain't ringing no more like that. The same thing happened to Adrian Broner. He finna go through a psychological situation. Especially losing like that. And then he finna have to deal with the fact that his friends and family, everybody who be bandwagoning you when you on top, and then when you fall down, they stop calling you, they stop coming by. Deontay Wilder finna have to deal with all that. But he need to get rid of Mark Breland because he an amateur trainer. I can't really say about JD. I don't know about JD. I think I need to know a little bit more about that story before I just judge and say that JD need to be fired. I agree AJ would do way better than Wilder, but AJ will get knocked out too. AJ would give Tyson Fury a better fight because he's a better boxer than Deontay Wilder. But he'll get stopped too. Well, he should have managed to tell Wilder not to walk out there with 40 pounds on his back before one of the biggest fights of his career. That's what he should have did.
Will he make it out though? It was like a 159, 158 left in the round. Yeah, it was 1 minute ago. Maybe you can. Maybe you can.
And I'm just reading some of the comments on his channel as he's doing his live chat.
I can't be mad at Mark Breland. I can't. Like, for me to be mad at Mark Breland, I have Lincoln is upstairs.
Somebody saying a lot of racist white boys in the
for
chat.
Him stopping the fight. You understand what I'm saying? I can be mad.
But see, how you gonna be mad that a lot of racist white boys in the chat? But if Wilder would have won, y'all be doing the same thing towards them.
Say what I'm saying. If I know.
See, I don't like crybabies. Hold up, I don't like crybabies. Now they in the chat saying a lot of white boys are not being racist, saying racist things because Tyson Fury won. Y'all be saying the same thing. Y'all be saying the same thing. Y'all be saying the same thing if Wilder would have won. Y'all be going at them white boys, talking crazy and disrespecting them. So stop crying. You gotta take it in all areas. If you did shit, take it in all areas.
I told you guys I couldn't sit ringside because I got tired of people talking to me. And too many people. I'm not saying this from a ego, but too many people knew me, and I'm like, Fred, what do you think, nigga? I don't want to talk to you right now. My fucking palms are sweating. My t-shirt is drenched. I just want to go up to I stole somebody's seat. Thank God they didn't need it, and I just sat and watched the fight basically by myself.
There's no doubt that Fury is the best white boxer probably that ever touched this earth. Besides Willie Pep.
So I'm gonna call Ticket right now, and Ticket is Fred.
Best white boxer ever lived, probably.
8 minutes, dog. All right,
but you got to give Willie Pep his credit too now.
All right.
And the list goes on.
It was an important phone call because of the saying that Team Wilder says that.
I ain't gonna say he the best. I ain't gonna say that because there's a lot of white fighters that went out there and fought and probably went through more than Tyson Fury. But right now in my area, where I'm born in, my decades, yeah, he the best.
Than me be a pallbearer. I'm just saying. And Dre told me this morning, not this morning, this afternoon.
Yeah, he the best in my
If he
opinion.
would have got hit
In
one
my
more
area,
time in
when
his ear,
where I'm coming from,
said,
my decade,
I'm gonna tell you, she's a doctor. Okay,
Marciano was
you guys
Italian.
to understand this. She said
He wasn't
there's
white.
no way he should be fighting with a knot and blood coming out of his ear. She said if he get hit in that ear
Errol
one
Spence
more
Jr.
time,
Man,
he won't be able to hear out of it. That's what she's a doctor.
Errol Spence Jr. next.
She's a partner.
If he fight Terence Crawford, he next.
She owns a piece of the hospital. Okay, so that's what I'm trying to say. So there's a fine line. There's a fine line. You gotta go.
Oh, bro, you know what?
You gotta walk. I don't know the answer to it.
I gotta cut this down, son, before I go. Especially with the Errol Spence and Terence Crawford. If y'all can't see that this boy don't want to fight him, I don't know what else to keep telling y'all. Don't no welterweight want to fight Terence Crawford. Not one of them. Even my favorite one, Keith, didn't want no problems. Yeah, they gonna give him that excuse. But right now, Terence ain't got no fight. He said he was gonna come back in May, probably fight Manny Pacquiao. Where's Manny Pacquiao at? Where is Manny Pacquiao? I keep telling y'all, man, these fighters be juicing, man. Why is it taking him so long to make a fight, man? People don't understand when they take steroids, bro. They could stop and it still help them 3 months down the road. Just because they don't get caught with it in their system don't mean that they are not using steroids. Manny Pacquiao been gone since he beat Keith Thurman. Y'all don't think he's somewhere taking steroids? This is my opinion, just speaking the truth. Y'all don't think he's somewhere getting juiced up? Charlo and them on juice. All them on. Errol Spence been known that he was on juice, y'all. Everybody been known that he was. They waiting on Crawford to get old. Why not fight him before he don't get old? How about that? Missed as soon as Terence Crawford get a belt at 147, I'll fight him. Then he get the belt. Now you go to talking like you a manager. Well, he's not being promoted right. He's on the other side of the street. Bob Arum don't treat him well. You ain't got nothing to do with that. You a fighter. Why are you concerned about what's going on over there with him? Get in the ring and beat him.
If YouTube, listen, Ticket. Listen to me for a second. Listen, you gotta hear me, Ticket. You gotta listen to me. I muted you. YouTube cuts me off at 11 o'clock.
And he running from Ugis.
No matter what I say, no matter
he
what
running from Ugis.
Okay? They cut me off. So
Errol Spence been running from Ugis. Jordanus Ugis.
To what's going on. I have to respect the 900 people that's in here. I'm not mad at you. You and I can talk about it. You and I can actually okay. You and I can actually go live after 11 o'clock, and we can go as long as we want. I don't have no problem with that. But go ahead. That's all you.
Who is Fred? Is barbershop conversation name Fred?
Yeah, listen, Andre Terrell, salute to you, whatever. That ain't your motherfucking call.
Floyd on Royce too.
You not Deontay Wilder. See, let me tell y'all something. Wilder is mad. He ain't satisfied. He ain't okay. He's mad. He's heated. He's fired a dude he's been with long term. You know why? Because the motherfucker got fired for insubordination. Because he didn't follow instructions. Don't nobody outside your camp run your camp. Fred, do somebody outside your house run anything that happens inside your house, nigga? No.
Good excuse. Good point of view.
Period. You the man in your house. Don't nobody outside your house make rules or decisions inside your house.
You saying Wilder probably fired people because they let somebody else tell them what to do. That's a good point. Like how you gonna let somebody who ain't in the team tell you how to do something for the team? That's a good point.
I know, nigga. The reason why I know, nigga, I grew up with niggas from Alabama, nigga. Deontay Wilder, Tuscaloosa, Alabama, nigga. I grew up with niggas from Selma, Alabama. Tuscaloosa, Alabama. Them niggas don't play that shit.
True.
Them niggas willing to go in and they willing to not come out, nigga. If that's the consequence.
True. A lot of people don't understand about Alabama, dude. We don't play. We ain't with that talking shit. We ain't with none of that. You either gonna fight or you gonna do something.
Trying to make decisions for him. I'm rolling with what Wilder wants, because that's what the fuck he wants. Period. It's not about what I want. It's not about what you want. It's not about what nobody else wants. It's about what he wants. Them motherfuckers are getting paid to do what he asked them to do.
True.
So when if another nigga got influence on his camp and you took that away from him, this motherfucker might not be able to sleep at night because of that shit.
True.
Because he's got the mindset of a warrior. He'd rather go out and lay the fuck out. And by the way, Fred, the reports are out on ESPN. The man had no severe ear damage. He had a minor cut they got stitches for.
I just told y'all that he didn't have severe ear damage. He had a cut in his ear.
I appreciate
it. He didn't even go to the hospital.
Well, I know he didn't go to the hospital.
The locker room.
Now, if he didn't go to the hospital, why wasn't he at the post-fight conference? That's disrespectful.
No ear damage. He just had a lump on the side of his head. Point blank, period. It's not burst. None of that shit happened. He was fine, man. How many times we seen Wilder in this situation? People calling him a bum. People saying he out of the fight. This, that, and the third, and then he hit a motherfucker and his lights out. You can't do that to him, man.
Yeah, it is, Finesse.
That nigga can't sleep at night. You don't know what he's telling kids. He's not fucking Kell Brooks, nigga. He's not gonna sit there and let you throw the towel in, man.
But I just don't believe Wilder could have changed anything going on in that fight.
All these niggas is wrong for this because that's that nigga, man. That's him. That's his choice.
People want to use the Ortiz fight where he was hurt like this guy just did. He using the Ortiz fight. Ortiz didn't knock Wilder down twice and have him bleeding him out the mouth.
Fred knows this. Fred knows this. Fred, you know Wilder the realest nigga in boxing. You know he's not playing. When he says something, he means
it. 1,000%.
You can say anything you want to say, but going in there against a guy that's 270-some pounds and a better boxer than you is a different story. Y'all stop with the excuses because he black. He lost.
I respect niggas like Jordan. Them niggas want to go through it all, nigga. To be the best, nigga. It don't matter if you took him out, nigga. You was gonna have to take him out, nigga. Point blank, period.
Thank you.
They was willing to live in
I try for y'all, man.
Type of niggas, the nigga that's willing to go all the way, and it's the nigga that got a limit. No, nigga, the chat room, Mark's gonna tell you, man, I ain't gonna disrespect Fred channel like that. But y'all need to respect Wilder.
Thank you. Thank you. I can't be no way but honest.
It's not ours. It's not nobody in the LGBTC. It's his. He is the kid. Who? Fred, let me ask you a question. Who cut Mark Freeman's check?
Deontay Wilder.
So then why the fuck is he listening to Andre Jarrell? That nigga don't hold no holding over that. He got fired listening to somebody else.
He needed to be fired anyway. He can't train a heavyweight.
Because his team, people he trusted with his whole career, his whole life, did not follow his wishes.
Yeah, he had too much sex that week. That's why his legs were weak. He said he liked to have sex.
What would you do for motherfucker D? You told a motherfucker specific instructions, and he went and did something else other than what your wishes was for you.
We would not be talking race if Deontay Wilder would have knocked him out. People wouldn't be butthurt if Wilder would have knocked out Fury.
Wilder is his own man. Can't nobody tell him how you feel.
Thank you, Mad Dog. Ain't no bias on this channel.
If a different nigga feels different, it's okay. You got a right to the race.
No racism on this channel.
You got a right to your opinion. But that's your opinion.
Oh, no, this is just a black dude who upset that Wilder lost.
That man because he gave that man the instructions. He said, I'm about this motherfucking life. And when I go in, I'm prepared to not come back out. How many times we seen Wilder hurt? How many times we seen that in the first Luis Ortiz fight? Point blank period, he'll never hang up the line. Kareem Johnny. Nigga, we hang up these in your mom. Let me just leave that alone. Fred, you know, and Wilder gonna hit you and tell you that
she went. He shouldn't have been thinking about no sex. Well, I mean, what man don't think about sex? But I'm saying the biggest fight of your career. You know, we don't know what he was doing, y'all. That's what I'm saying. At the end of the day, no matter what these people talk about, no matter what No Chun talk about, we don't know what he was doing. You see what I'm saying? That's why the excuses need to be thrown out the window.
Motherfuckers, nigga, great willing to get their life up, nigga, just to survive, nigga. This ain't no game, man, with him, man. The rest of these boxers out here, they doing this shit. They willing to have self-preservation. Wilder is in this nigga for the whole slab. He not playing.
Because he wanted it.
For somebody else to come out there and to try to control his destiny. Fred, if you roll with me, if I roll with you, Fred, you tell me something, Fred, I have to respect you. One, I can't let nobody else tell me, oh, this is what you should do. Fred, no, motherfucker. Fred gonna tell me what he want me to do. He got his own mind, his own heart, his own spirit.
So is this what? Hold up. So this is what they trying to say? Is this the excuse the public is trying to give for Deontay Wilder? that if Mark Breland would have never stopped the fight, that he would have came back and won? Are y'all really doing that? Hold up. Are they really doing that? Are they really making that excuse that if they wouldn't have threw in the towel, that Wilder probably could have came back and knocked Fury out? That's neither here nor there. Whether he wanted to go out on his shield or not, it shouldn't even came close to you having to go out on your shield. Stop with the excuses. That's the excuse they finna make. If the fight wouldn't have been stopped, Wilder would have came back and won. Stop it, man.
Instructor told him to do. Because if the situation was reversed and Mark Breland didn't throw the towel and JD did, everybody would say the white man threw the towel.
Exactly.
Didn't believe in Deontay. Right?
Yeah.
Keep this shit 100, man. Come on, Fred. You know this shit. How much time you spend around Fred? Wilder said, nigga, I'm not for play. Nigga, ask Fred. Ask the whole LDBC, nigga. Nigga, we roll with the champ. Nigga, not control the champ.
Y'all roll with him like that because he black.
What the fuck we look like telling the king, nigga, what he need to do, nigga? Fuck all that bigger picture shit.
None of y'all know Wilder. If Wilder was a regular dude on the street, you wouldn't care nothing about Deontay Wilder. Black people, niggas kill me.
I never want to go down a back alley with you.
If you saw Wilder at a gas station and he asked you for a dime or something or a quarter to get a pack of gum, you said, Brian got it. And you got 8 quarters in your back pocket. People kill me, now you riding with him.
So Andre Durrell, nigga, while I respect you, my brother, you wrong, nigga. You out of pocket, nigga, because you don't control his camp, nigga. You're not cutting no checks over there, nigga. You ruined a relationship that was almost, you can say, a lifetime relationship that Wilder had with Mark Breland.
That man ain't ruined no relationship. That man did what he... How you gonna say he ruined... Are you a boxer? He ain't no boxer. Andre Durrell been in there taking punches before.
No, nigga.
He been in there taking punches before. You ain't never took no punch. So how you gonna say that Andre Durrell was wrong?
You know this, Fred.
Shit. Take it. Listen, I'm not afraid.
And Wilder look at you and he tell you, Fred, you better not throw that towel in, nigga. You look at Wilder, Fred, you know you ain't throwing in that towel, nigga. Because if you do, nigga, you gonna run out the arena, nigga. You know that shit.
I'm not afraid of no man. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah, Wilder can whip my ass. But I'm saying, listen.
You got it, Fred.
I'm glad you asked the question. Put me in that position. It would have been a window.
I think he could get points from Floyd Mayweather Sr., but he needs a heavyweight trainer. He need a heavyweight trainer. Floyd Mayweather trains smaller guys. I want Evander Holyfield to train Deontay Wilder.
No. But
Evander Holyfield.
So we can further the conversation. Hopefully, they're enjoying the conversation. Hopefully, to them knock us
Derrick James will help him.
I don't. From that combination to about 30 seconds, I would have seen.
This boy just said
what happened.
Or Lennox Lewis, yeah.
If he don't respond in the next combination, I don't give a fuck what Wilder tell me.
And conditioning.
Listen, I can give a flying fuck what Wilder tell me. If he's not if he's not respond in the way that I've seen in the gym, in the way I've seen against Luis Ortiz, and that's the only time I've seen him in trouble. You know, I didn't think he was gonna lose to John Molina or the other time he got clipped Helenius.
Fred. In my opinion, Fred, he was in worse trouble in the first fight. He was in worse trouble.
No, he wasn't in no worse trouble in no Ortiz fight. That was the worst trouble I ever seen. Deontay Wilder never been down, so how can you say that? You see how people just gonna sit up and make excuses? This man was down twice, and you gonna say the Ortiz fight, he was in a worse condition when he didn't go down?
You can't count him out. You gotta ask him in the ring, Fred. You gotta ask him, Fred.
He had a ruptured eardrum.
No, he didn't. Stop lying, Fred. Fred being biased. Fred being biased and lying. Andre Durrell just told you That was an earring hole that was cut. Now you still sitting up here using that excuse.
Listen,
He biased,
I'm telling you this right now. Take it. If it's you, I don't give a fuck what nobody tell me.
Well, I know what I'm saying to you, Fred. They didn't give him an opportunity, Fred. You can't do that.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I agree with that. I agree with that window. I agree. From that combination to about maybe if Wilder can escape out of that corner.
Damn.
And because he was going corner to corner, so obviously he's going back to his blue corner, right? If he can get to the blue corner,
I don't know,
and protect himself and throw
I don't
another
think
combination, maybe I'll let it go. But I don't give a fuck what Wilder tells me. Listen, Wilder doesn't unlock my front door.
It's done.
I swear to Jesus Christ, I'd rather
you feel good. You feel good if you're able to go to sleep. And Wilder not be able.
I don't give a fuck about. I'd rather Telly be able to go to sleep with his 7 kids.
But she listen. That's his wife. Obviously, she know how he get down. She gonna fall in line of respect with the champ point.
Not over a boxing match. Not over. I don't care. Not over a boxing. I'm not letting no man.
This dude on this channel is very hot behind the fact that Wilder lost. Fred is being biased and lying. Fred, no disrespect to you, brother, but Andre Darrell just told you that his eardrum was not busted, that it was a cut, and you are still going on making that excuse.
He's a fan. He's a paid fan. He has the right to say what he wants.
He doesn't have the right to interfere in Wilder's camp, and Wilder will tell you.
Yeah, he's super. You could put a cape on him. He's Superman.
No, he ain't gonna know. What do you understand what I'm saying? He has the right to voice any opinion.
James Toney.
He's a paid fan.
3 heavyweights he need: Lennox Lewis, Evander Holyfield, James Toney. He need that heavyweight love, man. That's a real trainer. Roy Jones, no. No Roy Jones.
And then
when Wilder say shit,
no Roy Jones, no.
Listen, I know niggas like, cause I grew up with niggas like this. Them niggas is niggas. They niggas is ready to go all the way, niggas. This ain't no talk. This is not for play. When Wilder say that shit, he mean that shit, bro. He not like these other silly ass boxers.
Yeah, they can fuss and fight all night. At the end of the day, he got stopped.
And tell a motherfucker in his corner to throw in the towel, nigga, for self-preservation. That's not him. That's not him, nigga.
I agree with. No, listen. I don't disagree with it. But
James Toney would be perfect, but he's short.
Perspective too. All right. I don't know if you guys.
I think Wilder need to learn how to fight fighters. He always have had problems with fighters that are his height, besides Dominic Brazil. But even Gerald Washington, he had problems with Gerald Washington.
In my life, okay. He says,
Fred,
"No, listen to me. Listen, no, you need to listen to me. You need to listen. You need to listen. You need to listen. You guys can see it. Okay, listen. Take it. Let's just listen to me. Listen to me. I don't know if you guys can read that, right? All right. Well, I'm going to read it. 8:36. I get a text right before Deontay Wilder walks out. Right by. He probably walks out a couple 2 or 3 minutes after this. I get a text. He says, "Mom passed away." This is 8:36 Saturday. My response is, "Oh, fucking God, I'll come by as soon as I get back from Vegas. I'll call you tomorrow." Damn. Okay, service will be Friday at 3 p.m. She died of bile duct cancer. I get this text. I'm at 8:36 p.m. It's the 7th round of the Deontay Wilder fight. I'm already crying. Listen, hear me out.
What the hell they got to do with the fight?
Because of this, and then Deontay Wilder comes out to that ring entrance. You understand what I'm saying? So I'm literally fucking bawling with tears, hide my face from this white man that's sitting next to me. You understand what I'm saying? And then we get in the 6th and 7th round. I've never seen Deontay Wilder put his head. No, let me finish.
Andre Darrell confirmed that it was an earring cut. Earring cut. It was not a busted eardrum.
So the point I'm making is, maybe that had something to do with my perspective. She's basically
my
aunt. I trained a kid for 10 years from 9th grade. He ended up playing for the Boston Celtics. He's my very first kid that I've ever trained on that level. So the point I'm making is this. Maybe I'm not in the right frame of mind at the point of this fight to make a rational decision as it relates to this. But I will stand on my square and say this.
I wish I was
Deontay
too, bro.
Wilder, I did not recognize anything about Deontay Wilder after the second round. Period. End of discussion. And I've never ever in my life.
What didn't you recognize about him in the second round?
Deontay Wilder put his head down. In my life.
Fred, you should fear no evil, man.
No, I'm not fearing evil. I'm not fearing no evil. Listen.
Fred, listen to what I'm saying to you. Wilder has shown you. He has shown you in all.
He did get big paid.
He always has found a way. With all these
This is barbershop conversations.
He came by. He getting outboxed.
He talking to one of his subscribers.
When we had dudes in the group chat that was acting like bitches.
He fought like he always fought. These ain't nothing but excuses, man.
He getting outboxed, and he came back. One shot. Cleaned everything out. Fred, the man always believes in himself. My whole thing is respect that man, Fred. Respect his wishes, bro. Respect his wishes, Fred. Fred, if you got a question, Mark Breland should follow protocol. If he felt that concern,
Well, Ticket TV keep making excuses. He want to make excuses so bad for Deontay Wilder. He's still talking about the fact they threw in his towel. Bro, he was getting his ass whooped. They needed to throw in the towel. Ain't nothing else to talk about. And ain't no disrespect if that's Ticket TV. I ain't got no problem with you. Nothing like that. But it's over.
Now, if you ask him, Fred, and he's unable, listen, if you ask him and he's unable to give you a clear response, then you take that decision on you. But you can't do that so you can sleep well. I'm just telling y'all, man, this shit ain't.
And Wilder would have won. You niggas be eating ice cream and holding hands somewhere. And Wilder would have won.
I respect everything he put out. He's a good dude. I'm just telling y'all, man. The nigga Wilder, he cut for the same cloth. I'm cut for the same cloth that nigga is, man. Don't never throw in no towel on me, nigga. Respect my wishes, nigga. Respect me as a man, nigga. It's not about you. It's not about if you can sleep at night, nigga. It's about the champ. It's about what he wants. That's why he fired Mark Breland. Because Mark Breland did not follow protocol. You know champ don't play about his.
Yeah, 1 second. Take it 1 second.
Mark Breland should have been fired.
Yeah, 1 second.
It's a circle of press.
I got you. If YouTube cuts us off, I'm gonna just bring us back live one more time. So Blue Blood.
This is the best talk on YouTube.
No, I know that. I'm saying, but they cut us off. Ticket. I'm trying to help you.
That ain't the best talk on YouTube. I got the best talk on YouTube. Y'all on that bullshit and lying and making excuses,
y'all
man.
motherfuckers come right back. I'm going back live, okay? Because
y'all wrong, bro. I love Deontay Wilder. If anybody who should be a fan of him that should be making excuses, it should be somebody with a channel from Alabama. You feel me? It should be somebody with a channel like me from Alabama who's simply put giving excuses, and I'm not gonna do that, man. Y'all got to stop that. To all the channels out there, bro, stop doing this racism talking, and that has nothing to do with sports. That has nothing to do with boxing. It has nothing to do with that. Please stop doing that. It don't make sense. He just lost. He wasn't a better fighter. You saw that in the first fight. He was not the better fighter. So what's the difference now?
It just came out.
Nah, he had a ruptured eardrum. The team said he had a ruptured eardrum. I spoke to the team. Will you listen, Ticket? Will you listen to me?
Hold up.
I spoke to the team. He had a ruptured eardrum. I asked Dre,
They're saying he didn't even go to the hospital.
He didn't even go to the hospital.
He didn't go to the
hospital. They lying.
They're saying he got a couple of stitches. There was no
Hold up. They lying. Fred is lying. Fred just said that he heard from the team that his Deontay Wilder's eardrum was busted, but Deontay Wilder didn't even go to the hospital. Who goes to the hospital with a busted eardrum? Who don't go? When Anthony Durrell just told him that it was an earring hole that was cut in the fight. That's why he was bleeding. And Fred is still continuing to make this excuse. He's still doing it.
I love Blue, my brother too. Blue, no? Fred, y'all don't.
Nobody call in but Blue Blood. Blue Blood, call in right now. Maybe I can have both y'all on at the same time. I've never done this before.
But see, these channels, the LDBC, the Blue Bloods, they block channels that don't want that talk like I talk. They block you.
Blue Blood, that's the number. The 32328.
They don't want to let nobody inside who have a real opinion about boxing.
Listen, I love
They only want you to be biased for black fighters. If you're not a black fighter, if you ain't biased for black fighters, you ain't gonna be a part of LDBC.
Side-eye. I don't give a fuck.
You can't do that, Fred. That's not your call.
It's not. It's not. It's not my call. It's not my call. It's not my call.
How you gonna not let a grown man do what he want to do?
Listen, I'm not. He ain't going out on a gurney on my watch. No.
But how you gonna let a grown man? But you
Hold up, y'all. Hold up.
I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. I'm not handing his 7 kids tissue at a funeral. Fuck that shit. I'm not doing that shit. Period. End of discussion. I will not do it for a fucking boxing match. I'm not doing it. We're not talking about life or death here.
You can equate this, bro. You can equate this.
8 kids. I apologize. Thank you.
And Patty Dean, all y'all blue blood who call in, they all my brothers. Don't get
we bet.
Okay, let's having a conversation. That's not your number, blue blood. You got a 560 number, right?
I love showbiz. I love showbiz.
Blue blood, that's not your number.
I love showbiz. Showbiz ain't with that either. Shout out to showbiz.
Motherfucking Deontay Wilder from the street, nigga. He from the slum, nigga.
Yeah, you got a 516 number, blue. Call him.
So that's how the fuck he think, nigga. You don't hear it when he talk. Huh? You don't hear that proper talk when he talk, nigga.
Listen.
You know when he talk? He talk like where he from.
Showbiz, he a great channel.
Get your mind right, nigga. And he'll tell you the same shit I'm telling. And Fred know I ain't lying.
Oh yeah. They don't let me get on their stuff. They don't let me get on their stuff.
I'm gonna get Reggie Owens on too.
They don't even acknowledge my channel. They know better.
I don't know who this is. 440. Let me see who this is before I hang up. Hopefully, he don't hang you up.
And before we grown men, so if anybody from the LDBC, if you hear my I have nothing against y'all channel or nothing like that. Y'all do y'all thing, but I just be real. Y'all don't let people who come in involved in boxing. If they have a different outlook on boxers, y'all don't deal with it.
Sure. Yeah, sure. Appreciate it. Oh, so that's how I can do it. I can have one call on WhatsApp, and I can have Blue Blood. Will you fucking call in? Because I got to keep these lines open. People are going to be calling in. I got to close it after you call.
That nigga call Blue.
I can't because it's going to cut you off on my phone because of WhatsApp. I can't connect my line in WhatsApp. You know what I mean? WhatsApp is secondary on the phone.
I mean, listen, I want everybody in the chat room to know, man. You know what I'm saying? To me, it ain't no disrespect to Andre the Real, man.
There we go. Here's Blue Blood. All right, Blue Blood, it's all yours. Go ahead.
On now, let's see what Blue got to say.
What's shaking, nigga? Man, you know I love you, bro. You and Fred, man. But I was trying to tell Fred, man, listen, Champ got to make his own call. That's him. Champ run his own camp. Ain't nobody on the outside tell Champ what he needs to be doing. Champ is his fault. Yeah, but but here's the thing. It's the difference. It's a difference, though. The Champ got daughters. And if y'all got daughters, anybody got daughters, I got 4 daughters, bro. Right now, he emotional. All that talk of going out. Listen.
What all this I got to do with the fight?
Fred know this for a fact. I'm with my brother right now. I got dudes right now in jail that I take care of, and I take care of their daughters, bro. You think these niggas was talking that talk of I'm a warrior, I'm a soldier. That shit sound good. But when it's just your daughter,
oh my God. If they talking about hood talk when we supposed to be talking about boxing, they talking about taking care of dudes in jail.
Let's be real.
I thought we was talking about boxing.
Right now, care about that warrior talk. When they 16 and got a Sweet 16 and Kobe can't be there, you think they care about that warrior talk? When they get married,
I get the point of view. I get he's saying that his children ain't gonna care about him being a warrior or dying on his shield at a funeral. But he's not dead. Let's move past that. That didn't happen. Let's stop talking about that.
Anything from him. And Chip, if you listen to this. I know you're proud as a man, because we men, and I done risked my life for many times for my brothers, and I would do it any time. But guess what?
Man, please.
When you go home, when D go home, and he got to look his wife Kelly in the face, and he got to look his daughters in the face. Ain't nobody else there, bro. And those women, they count on
Okay, I commend y'all on talking about the situation of the daughters, but I wanted to hear Blood talk about the fight.
As a man and as a brother that loves him.
Talk about the fight.
None of us have that fear.
Can we talk about the fight?
None of us in my circle have that fear. But it's up to us as brothers to be able to
That's irrelevant.
He know this for a fact. I got brothers at the jail that I take, and I'm with one of my brothers right now.
I salute you, but that's I want to talk about the fight.
They in jail. One got 173 years. The other one got 200 years. That's equivalent to being dead, bro.
Okay, the fight.
You think, yeah, because we was talking that talk. We don't care about this. Yeah, we won't die about this. I don't care. I ain't scared to die. I ain't scared. Man, that sound good, bro. Yeah, as you. You know what that is? You know what that is? You know what that becomes?
I want to hear them talk about the fight.
Oh shit! Take it. I lost. I mean, damn. Call in, Blue Blood. Call right back in. I fucking lost.
I wanted to hear Blue Blood point of view on the fight.
Man in jail, right? For how many years? How many years you man in jail?
I don't know what they was watching, man.
200 years, right? Okay, let me ask you this question, Fred.
Yeah, he's calling back in. I'll let him get off.
Man, when Errol Spence lose,
Sorry, Blue, I hit the wrong button.
somebody in the LDBC gonna be hanging in a bathroom from a rope.
I got one of my niggas got 203 years. 203 years, right? Fred notice, because they be texting me while I'm at the fight. Right, Fred? Am I lying, bro?
No, you're not lying.
What does this have to do with the fight?
I take care of them, bro. You know what? They're doing this out of. I felt bad. Fred could tell you when we was in LA at Sean Porter and Errol Spence fight. Didn't I feel bad because my man hit me like, yo, you gonna go to my daughter's prom and everything? And I'm like, man, I gotta go. I had to choose between going to the fight and going to the prom because that's just real nigga shit. But at the end of the day, he wanted to run the beauty at the prom.
We talking about boxing, or we talking about taking care of niggas in prison?
I have to go in and fill in for him, but at the end of the day, I'm not him. So at the end of the day, right, when D go home, when he go home and those girls, he got a daughter that he did this boxing for.
Are we talking about boxing, or we talking about taking care of grown men in prison? And I salute you of them your friends, but I wanted to hear your point of view on boxing, man, on the match.
She got the money already. She got the best doctors that can take care of her now. Now she needs him. We already know he a warrior.
Good point of view, Blood.
That's why I told him.
Good point of view.
I texted him right after the fight. I told him to his face when he was in LA. I tell him every time I see him, I'm going to ride with you till the wheels fall off. And when them shits fall off, I'm going to help you put them back on. And we're going to ride again.
But you didn't say that to Tyson Fury.
I'm not going to let him go out in the ring because we have to protect us from us. That's a part of loving one another, bro. That's a part of us loving one another. Yeah, we already know he a real dude. Can't nobody dispute who he is as a man. He gonna die on his square. But guess what? Malcolm X died on his square for us. Martin Luther King died on his square for us.
Don't talk about them Masons.
And nobody took care of their families, man.
They was Masons.
I'm taking care of
That's the only reason you know them. You ever heard of Fred Hampton, who found out that they was putting lead in housing projects? Why they ain't never celebrate Fred Hampton? Because Fred Hampton wasn't affiliated. Be talking about them sellout niggas.
Anything about having sons. But when you got daughters, it's different, bro. It's just like
people gotta know this world, bro. Know this world. Know these people who you be idolizing and hanging pictures up on your wall about. You would have never known them if they weren't affiliated. You would have never knew them or heard about them. Remember that.
Nobody can feel like, boy, if something happened to you. And guess what? For him, if something happened to him in the ring, while they ringside,
what you think?
5 and 10 feet away from him, let's say he got hit with a punch, and God forbid, he would have never woke up.
Man, I'm about to turn this video off. I'm about to turn this off. I gotta stop this. Cause they talking about nigga shit. I want to talk about the fight. I don't want to hear about who taking care of homeboys and who the realest gangster was and all that. I don't want to hear that. I want to hear about the fight. What's their opinion on the fight? And all I done heard was excuses. I done heard Fred keep pushing his narrative that this man eardrum was busted. It was never busted. It was an earring cut. All this equilibrium talk. Of course, if you get punched the way he was out there getting his ass whooped, your equilibrium gonna be messed up. So, I mean, come on, y'all. Let's cut it short. Like, I gotta say this before I end this video. Shout out to all channels. Everybody who got a channel. To Fred, to Blue Blood to Hitter TV, whatever his name is, and I ain't saying that disrespectful. Shout out to all of them. Y'all got to stop being biased, bro. Stop that. I'm just being real with you. I ain't got no problem with nobody channel. I support you. Do your thing. Y'all black men. I wish you nothing but success. But stop with the BS, man. Stop with the BS. Stop pushing that agenda, that racism agenda, because y'all wrong. Wilder lost fair and square. He lost fair and square. If he wanted to come out there with 40 pounds on his back and get beat up, then he deserved to go out there with 40 pounds and get beat up. All right? I have not heard Tyson Fury make one excuse from the first fight to the last fight. I have heard Wilder make excuse from the first fight to the second fight. And that's just being real. In my opinion, Tyson Fury is the pound-for-pound best fighter in the world right now, and he is the face of boxing. He is that. That takes nothing away from Terence Crawford. I'm just saying this man just went out and won one of the biggest fights of his career in the world. Tyson Fury is the face of boxing. He is a household name. He is now a superstar. Whether you like it or not, whether you mad because you black and he's white, it doesn't matter. That man earned that title. That man can fight. Shout out to the Gypsy King. This Easy Work Boxing. Thank y'all for y'all time. I am out.